Hello everyone. Hope all of you are doing good. So, so the today program is our tribute to all the mothers, especially those struggling to survive in these hard times due to the pandemic, just to be there to care for their children. Now, coming to us, the organizers. So, we are the Transdimension Student Club of IIC, which conducts various programs in the campus to promote overall well-being of the students through Vedic teachings. So, for this today program, we have three segments. First one is the intro about the festivals. Second one is the pictorial narration about the motherhood. And the third one is a talk on insights from our ancient tradition about honoring and respecting our mother. Now, the introduction part. Yeah. So, what is this Mother's Day and why it is celebrated? So, basically, it is a celebration honoring the mother of the family as well as the motherhood, maternal bonds, and the influence of the mothers in the society. The modern Mother's Day began in the US at the initiative of the Anna Jarvis in the early 20th century. Yeah. So she helped start Mother's Day work clubs to teach local women how to properly care for their children. These clubs later become a unifying force. So basically, this day started on the eve of the 1905 death. So Anna Reeves Jarvis is the mother of the Anna Jarvis. So she started this Mother's Day on her 1905 death day. So she conceived of Mother's Day as a way of honoring the sacrifices mothers made for their children. So, so the next one is the interactive session. So I will hand over to the Santosh. Santosh?
Yeah, I'm around.
Yeah.
Okay. So we just want to hear from you of what you perceive in your mother. What has your mother sacrificed for you? So would someone like to uh, open up and share their experiences? Because as discussed earlier, so Mother's Day is commemoration of this very fact of the wonderful sacrifice that our mothers have done for us. So just to hear more about your glorious mothers from your side, would someone like to share? Can raise the hand. Yeah, Devdyuti wants to share. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Thank you.
My mother is very near to my heart. So he is my best friend. And the great thing I want to share about her. So my name is Devduti Bhadra and her name is Mahua Bhadra. My mother and father, they are equally qualified. Okay, so both of them have a BCom degree, and both of them have tried and selected for um, uh, West Bengal Police Services. But after even being selected, my mother just didn't go for the job so that my parents means any one of them need to sacrifice their his or her job to make our life happy, make our life easy. That's why my mother actually leave her job and didn't take the job. So that is such a great sacrifice, I think.
Thank you, Devdyuti. That was really wonderful. Um, yeah, true. Even in my case, my mother uh, actually was trained as a teacher, but then again, because there were two children, me and my brother, to take care of, she gave up her profession and the training just so that we can be nurtured properly and develop good values in the life later. It's really how mothers have really affected our life. Would someone else like to share? Yeah. So if there's no one around who wants to share, can move ahead, I guess. Okay, fine. Uh, Mayank, would you like to share?
Uh,
As you mentioned earlier that you would
yeah,
like to. Yeah.
Santosh.
Yeah.
First of
Hi.
all, thanks for arranging that meeting. So,
Mm-hmm.
since we all knows that our mother has done a lot of sacrifices, and she's the qualities like she's very loving and care, and because of that, she has done a lot of sacrifices. So, but specifically regarding my mother, I would like to point her qualities like long vision. I personally felt that she is really having a long vision. Although she has, I know that she has sacrificed a lot of things. If I say like when I was in a fourth or fifth class, at that time like I was very good in academic. I was good in sports and all of these things. But only problem of mine was like I was playing with the students of 11th, 12th class, and I was simply hanging around with them, and they were using so abusive language, and because of that, I can feel that my character was going on other way. And since when I came every day after playing with them and hanging out with them, when I came to my home every day, my everyone not telling me anything because they knew that Mike is doing a very good in their academic also. He's good in sports thing also. But mother is having a long vision. She understand that if I was playing with them, my character is going on other way. So she simply told me, Mike, you can't go outside and playing. You have to do whatever you want to do in your room. You simply can't go outside. I was literally telling, I was thinking my mother is so cruel. What she is doing, I can't go outside. How can she do like that? I was doing very good in everything, but she is still doing like that. So but later on, I was personally felt that after 3 to 4 years, I realized that whatever she has done the amazing thing. Because of that, otherwise I would not be in position to speak in front of you people, and I would not be in ISC. So thanks a lot, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to show the gratitude of to our mother. Thanks, Santosh. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayank. Yeah, that's really wonderful anecdote that you shared. Really, mothers really want to care so much so that we don't get into bad path, bad association, bad habits. Really, without their help, we wouldn't have been what we are.
Right, right.
Okay, we'll wrap up this section, and next up we have a small photo narration just curated for this particular day to celebrate motherhood. Okay, we'll start off. So these are just a few wonderful motherly moments uh, describing a person who loves us unconditionally, our mother. No matter where you're born, either in the eastern part of the world or west, or under poor economic conditions or rich, no matter what, there's there's this invaluable wealth gifted to us by the divine arrangement, and that is a mother's love. A mother's love uh, cannot be compared to anything in the whole existence. Remember when you were a childhood, you're revealing few secrets to your mother and not to anyone else, and she preparing you for an adventurous day ahead and making you look smart, tidy, and develop good qualities. And her pampering, protective hands she had always around you, and the confidence that she'll always be there for you. No matter how old you get, she's always available for you. You may get busy to ignore her, but for her, you are the topmost priority. Such is our glorious mother. Wish you all a happy Mother's Day. Take a moment to appreciate the divine motherhood. Yeah, happy Mother's Day. That's it. We're done. Thanks. Now over to Preetham.
Yeah, thank you, Santosh, for this amazing uh, PPT, and the other participants also for the sharing their wonderful experiences. Now the hello,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Now the next phase of the talk is the insights from our ancient tradition about the honoring and respecting of the mother. For this, we have a guest speaker with us today, His Grace Sri Das from ISKCON Bangalore. So he has been serving at ISKCON Bangalore since 2010 as a spiritual practitioner and a presenter of spiritual science as described by Bhagavad Gita. He has immense experience in conducting personality enrichment workshops and seminars based on the timeless Vedic wisdom. He has been conducting such programs to empower youths in various premier institutes like NIT Agartala, NIT Tirchi. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Preetham. And that was a wonderful session so far. I heard many of you describe about your mother, sharing about your mother. And I also heard the wonderful presentation made by Santosh, the motherly moments, pictures, and a wonderful narration. So, thank you all for inviting me for today's session. And I'm very happy to be with all of you today. And today I'm going to share a few insights from the Bhagavad Gita, from our ancient Vedic tradition about how to honor and respect mother. Matru Devo Bhava. So let's begin with a few prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Matru Devo Bhava. This is a very famous Vedic aphorism, and I'm sure all of you might have heard it. This is basically from one of the 108 principal Upanishads called the Chandogya Upanishad. In the Chandogya Upanishad, this particular statement is mentioned, and it conveys that mother is as good as God. Matru Devo Bhava. So let us try to understand the real import of this statement and how we could actually show our tribute, pay our tribute to our beloved mothers on this particular day of Mother's Day. I also wish all of you and your mothers a happy Mother's Day. So let's begin. Matru Devo Bhava. The word Matru in Sanskrit, it means mother. It also means maternity or motherhood. It also means one who measures across or traverses. The word Matru has also a very important meaning. One who sustains, one who nourishes and cares is also called as Matru. So, this word Matru itself has such a very wonderful meaning. So, one who sustains, we all know how we began our life. We might not remember, but we all began our life within the wombs of our mothers. And within the wombs of our mothers, we were nourished, we were sustained for 9 long months. And this maternity, the labor pains are such unbearable pain. In fact, it is said that the maternity pain, the labor pain is so much that, no other pain in this world can actually compare to that. And all of our mothers have sustained that pain just to see uh, just to see a smile on our face, just for our sake. So the word mother itself has such a grave meaning, isn't it? Now, from this word matru in Sanskrit, the other words in other languages, mother in English is directly derived from the word matru, and which was actually from Latin as mater. And in French, we see many languages, they all have a common origin, that is Sanskrit. So matru itself means uh, a very important thing for us. We begin our life with within the body of our mothers. So the sacrifice, as Santosh was asking in the beginning of the session, all of you, what is that your mother has sacrificed for all of us? In fact, the sacrifice has begun even before we took our birth, isn't it? Mother's sacrifice has begun even before we have taken our birth. So therefore, it is said, she is so tolerant like the earth. Mother is so tolerant like the earth. She is so forgiving. We say, Matru Kshama Murtihi. That means mother is so forgiving. She is the embodiment of forgiveness. So these are all some wonderful qualities of every mother. It is said, a son may be a bad son, but a mother can never be a bad mother. Putra can be a kuputra, a bad son, but a mata can never be a kumata, a bad mother. Because every mother has such love and unconditional acceptance for her kids. And all of us have experienced this. In fact, mother's love is so great that no other relationship in this world, no other love in this world comes closer to the mother's love. I'm sure all of you will agree on this. Let's move ahead. According to the Vedic understanding, the word mother or matru has got a very broad perspective, has got a broader meaning. So it is said each one of us, according to the Vedic understanding, we have 7 mothers, Sapta Matruka, 7 mothers. The first one is Atma Mata, our own mother, our biological mother, who sustains our bodies within her womb for 9 months, suffering intense labor pain. She gives birth to us. She is the first mother, foremost mother, Atma Mata, the biological mother. Then the second mother is Guru Patni, the wife of the Guru, the wife of the spiritual master, is also called as Mata, mother. We can see in Ramayana how Lord Rama was so respectful towards the wife of Vasishta Muni, and he considered her as his own mother and respected her so much. So Atma Mata, the first one. Second one is Guru Patni, that is wife of the spiritual master. The third one is Brahmani, the wife of a Brahmana. Who is a Brahmana? Brahmajnana Janati iti Brahmana. One who is enriched with spiritual knowledge. He is called a Brahmana. And the wife of such a spiritualist, such a Brahmana, is also our mother. So it is not regarding birth, in which family he or she has taken birth. It is not about that. Brahmana means one who has spiritual knowledge, and wife of a Brahmana is also considered a motherly figure. Then fourth one, Rajapatnika, the wife of the king. The king is actually seen as a representative of God, a fatherly figure, and his wife, Rajamata. We have heard many in histories in our country. We have heard how the queen used to be so merciful towards her citizens. She would actually treat the citizens as her own children. So Rajapatni is also a motherly figure. And then Dhenu, the fifth one, cow. Cow is revered as our mother in the Vedic understanding, because it is only human beings who actually sustain or who consume milk even after we grow up. So even after we grow up, we consume cow's milk, and especially cow's milk is very nutritious. It's a complete food in itself, and it has been recommended in the Vedic scriptures because we drink cow's milk. Therefore, cow is our mother. So Dhenu, that is the fifth mother, and sixth one, Dhatri, the nurse who takes care of us when we are ill, especially in the present pandemic situation, when a lot of patients are admitted into the hospital, and in the hospital wards, we see the sisters and the mothers, the nurses, they actually take care of the patient, even though they are not biologically related to them, but they show so much love and affection for the patients, so that they can quickly become all right, and they can be discharged from the hospital. So the nurse is also our mother. And lastly, uh, the earth, Bhumi. Bhumi is also our mother. Why? Because we are living on the earth, and the earth has provided for all of our requirements. Everything that we get, that we eat, it is coming from the earth. So earth is also sustaining us like a mother, and earth has got so much tolerance. You see, even though we do so many activities on the earth, but still she tolerates so much. But of course, we see that because we have become neglectful towards the earth, we are seeing so many difficulties in our day-to-day lives, so many catastrophes, so many deadly diseases, because we have not done our duty towards the mother earth. So but the Vedic understanding is that it gives us a very broader perspective of mother. We have all got 7 mothers by default, all of us. And the prominent one, of course, is our real mother, whom we are very much connected with since the very beginning of our life. So today, on the Mother's Day, we should definitely show uh, our gratitude, our thanks. We should express to our biological mothers. At the same time, we should also become conscious of the other 6 mothers and try to do something for the for showing our gratitude towards these 6 mothers. Let's continue. Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, there is an interesting statement that Lord Krishna himself makes in the 9th chapter. Lord Krishna says, Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamahaha vedyam pavitram omkaram ruksama yajurevacha. But the highlight of this verse is that Lord Krishna says, I am the father of this universe, I am the mother, the support, and the grandsire. So the original mother for all of us is God. And since God is so merciful towards all of us, He has actually sent mothers into our lives as a mercy representation of Himself. Imagine if there was no mother for us to take care in our childhood. Imagine if we were all on our own, we have to learn everything, we have to sustain ourselves from day one of our life. Do you think it would be practical? Not at all. In fact, when we are in the womb of the mother, we are so dependent on the mother, even for our nutrition, for our breathing, for everything. Through the umbilical cord, we receive all the nutrients from our mother. In fact, even our immunity comes from our mother. When we are within the womb of our mother, we develop immunity towards so many diseases. So uh, we are so much indebted to our mother, and mother has come to our life because of God's ultimate mercy upon all of us. So mother is actually a representation of God's mercy. Because God is so merciful towards us, because He is the original mother, He has actually sent mothers to our lives. In fact, even when God comes down to this world as an avatara, as an incarnation, we see that even God accepts a mother. Now that glorifies the mother's position even more. We see glorious mothers in the Ramayana, in the Mahabharata, in the Vedic time. For example, Lord Ramachandra, his mother is Kausalya Devi. She was a very strong woman and she imparted so many moral lessons to Lord Rama when he was a small boy. And because of those strong moral lessons that he was imparted, we know Lord Rama is such a wonderful personality, such a great uh, example for all the humanity to follow. We also see Lord Krishna being called as Devaki Nandana, Yashoda Nandana, because of his intimate connection with his mothers, Devaki and Yashoda. So Lord Krishna not only accepted one mother by taking birth from the womb of Devaki, but he also accepted another mother, that is Yashoda Mai. And this even expanded the importance of mother in our lives. We see from the episodes of Lord Krishna's childhood activities that sometimes Mother Yashoda would actually become very much anxious for Krishna's protection. Sometimes she would actually be very harsh upon Krishna. As somebody shared in today's, in the beginning, someone shared that my mother was so strict with me. She did not allow me to go out and mingle with bad people. You see, Mother Yashoda also sometimes, because of the naughty activities of Krishna, sometimes Mother Yashoda would actually take a cane in her hand and chase Krishna. And sometimes she would tie Krishna to a wooden mortar. We know all these activities of Krishna. So Krishna personally demonstrated 5000 years ago, even when God comes to this world as an avatara, it is so important for him also to accept a mother. Now this glorifies the position of mother even more. God himself has accepted mother. And not only the incarnations of God, we also see so many spiritual leaders like Shankaracharya, like Madhvacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All of them, they gave credit to their mothers for their spiritual advancement in life. So, mother is the first guru. She is the first spiritual master. She is the first guru who actually tells us everything that we have to do. Imagine if we didn't know how to speak one syllable. Mother teaches the child to speak by saying one syllable, right? And then that's how she encourages us, and she makes us speak. And then when we started walking, how mother encouraged us. Even though we fell down, the mother would encourage. She would clap her hands and she would, encourage us. Get up, you can walk. See, this kind of a thing you can never get anywhere. So, so we are actually indebted to our mother so much. In fact, we cannot pay back for all that we have got from our mother, isn't it? It's not possible to pay back. We are eternally indebted to our mothers. Now, in India, there is an interesting glory of Vedic culture. Great kings or great heroes were always addressed with reference to their mother. This is not seen in any other part of the world. You see, in any part of the world, in any civilization in the world, you don't see this particular thing. The great hero or the great warriors were addressed with reference to their mothers. Like Arjuna was addressed as Kaunteya, the son of Kunti. He is always recognized as Kaunteya. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna addresses Arjuna in many places as Kaunteya. As Partha, Partha means he is the son of Pritha. Pritha is another name for Kunti. So Kaunteya and Partha were the names of Arjuna. Karna, the great hero of Mahabharata, was addressed as Radheya because Radha was the mother of Karna, who brought him up. Even though the original mother was Kunti, but then he was actually brought up by Radha. Therefore, he is called Radheya. And then Bhishma, we all know Bhishma Pitamaha, the grandfather in the Mahabharata. He is the son of Ganga Devi. So he is called as Gangeya or Ganga Putra. And then Abhimanyu is known as Saubhadra, the son of Subhadra. Garuda is known as Vainateya, the son of Vinata. So you see, this particular aspect also in our Vedic culture shows us how important it is to identify ourselves with our source, our mother. Nowadays, unfortunately, due to globalization and many other things, probably because people are becoming too materialistic, you know, material civilization is progressing. At the same time, old age homes are increasing. The same mother, with so much love and affection, she spent all her time and energy to bring us up. And when we grow old, what are we doing? We are sending her off to the old age homes. Oh, I don't have time to take care of you. I'm very busy. Me and my wife, we are working and my children are going to school. We don't have time for you, mother. You better stay here. And once in a while, I'll come and meet you. You see how cruel it is? This culture of old age home is not India's culture. It is imported from the West. It is actually a very deadly culture, unfortunately, which has crept into our Indian mentality. But when you look at these things, how the mothers were treated in the Vedic times, it actually has to remind us that yes, it is time for us to take care of our mothers. And let us not follow this Western culture. Let us follow our Indian culture, isn't it? Respecting our mothers. And let's move forward. Yes. Mother and motherhood. Now, womanhood is natural, but motherhood is divine. Now, why is it so? Why is it said like that? By default, in nature, we have men and women, right? But the perfection of womanhood is when she attains motherhood. That is what we hear, at least in Indian culture. A mother is actually a creator in herself. She is a co-creator. And you see, in fact, in the Arizona State University, there was a research done about mother's milk. Now, mother's milk is actually a complete food for the child in his beginning days. The mother's milk is specific to baby boy and baby girl. You see? Now, as soon as the child is born, the very next moment, the mother's body starts producing milk without even her knowledge. And in fact, this mother's milk also contains many immunological antibiotics for the child. And so, how did this all happen? How did this come about? The mother is not consciously actually, uh, uh, mother is not consciously thinking, oh, now my child has taken birth. I should now prepare milk. I should feed my child with milk. No, she is not consciously thinking. But this arrangement has been made naturally. And who has made this arrangement? Now, this is explained in the Bhagavad Gita in the 9th chapter, text number 10. Lord Krishna says, Maya dhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagadvi parivartate. Which means that Lord Krishna is saying, this material nature is functioning according to my directions and it is producing wonderful things. So one of the wonderful things that we see is mother's milk, which is sustaining, which is life for the child. So the mother is able to give this life sustaining milk to her child, and behind this arrangement, there is God's hand. Now, that is where mother becomes a part of the divine arrangement made by God. You see, that's why motherhood is divine. A father, of course, father also he has his role to play, but it is the mother who actually has intimate connection with the child right from the beginning. In fact, even from the before the birth of the child. So this mother's milk is an example for the wonderful divine arrangement made by God for all of us. So this is what, so our Mother's Day celebration becomes even more meaningful when we not only respect and honor our mother, but we should also recognize and respect the divine arrangement by which we have got mothers in our life. And that is what is the holistic way of understanding Mother's Day and celebrating it. So this Mother's Day, let us also recognize God behind our mothers, who is our original mother, and because of whose arrangement we have enjoyed so much in our life through our mothers. Now, how do we? This is one interesting, instruction. The Manusmriti. Mother has to be respected. In fact, every woman has to be treated as a mother. This is actually a wonderful instruction. Here it says, Yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devata. So it is said, where women are honored, divinity blossoms there. And where women are dishonored, all action, no matter how noble, remain unfruitful. Now, this is another important contribution of our Vedic culture. See, in Indian culture, it is always the tradition to look upon other women as our own mothers. And it is said here, wherever women are respected, there divinity blossoms. Ramante tatra devata. Even the devatas rejoice in the place where the women are respected and honored. Where they are not honored and respected, there you may be doing a lot of scientific advancement and technological advancement. Finally, there is no fruit. Finally, there is no peace. This is what we learn from Mahabharata. Because Draupadi was insulted, it led to the destruction of the whole Kuru dynasty. So on this Mother's Day, it is also our responsibility to look upon the women with respect. We should not think the women as an object for our sexual enjoyment. Unfortunately, this is happening, and it is very shocking, very saddening to see the number of crimes against women rising in our country, where this is our culture. Women should be respected. That is our culture. But it is very shocking and very painful to see this kind of incidents happening. So I think we all, as the youth of this country, if we discover our strong cultural roots in the Vedic lifestyle, we can actually bring back that Mera Bharat Mahan into reality. And this Mother's Day is an opportunity for us to take such a pledge, such an oath. Yeah, this is this instruction that I was talking about from Chanakya Niti. Chanakya says, Matruvat paradareshu, paradravyeshu loshtravat, atmavat sarva bhuteshu, yah pashyati sa panditaha. One who considers another's wife as his mother, another's possessions as a lump of dirt, and treats all other living beings as he would himself, is considered to be learned. So the first qualification of a learned person is not the number of degrees that you possess, according to Chanakya Pandit. No, the first qualification is, do you see the other women, Paradaryeshu, as Matruvat, as your own mother? This is Indian culture. This is the first qualification of a learned person. So we have to learn this. Let us not get carried away by the glamour of the Western culture. Definitely, the Western lifestyle has brought in a lot of comforts into our life. Let us accept that. But let us hold our roots strong on the Indian soil. Our Indian culture is the world's greatest culture. We can be proud about it, which is teaching us that every woman must be treated as your own mother. Look at this wonderful culture. But unfortunately, we are forgetting that. So, on this Mother's Day today, let us revive ourselves to Indian culture and let's start practicing this, treating women as mother. So, I would like to wind up today's talk um, with some interesting examples, inspiring mothers from Vedic history. First of all, we see Sumitra Devi, the mother of Lakshmana and Shatrughna in Ramayana. She is an epitome of sacrifice. In fact, when Lord Rama was going to the forest, Lakshmana also wanted to join him. His mother Sumitra could have told him, "Why do you have to go? According to the words given by your father, only Rama has to go to the forest. Why do you have to go? You stay back in the palace and enjoy the royal comforts." She could have said that. But Sumitra Devi said, "No, you have taken the right decision, my dear son, Lakshman. Please go. You be a shadow of your brother Rama in the forest." And she instructed specifically, you should sleep in the night only after your brother has slept. And you should wake up early in the morning before even your brother wakes up. And in this way, for 14 years, you should continuously keep doing service to your brother Rama. Look at this instruction of Sumitra Devi. So definitely she's so inspiring to all of us, isn't it? She uh, she was okay to be away from her own son Lakshman. She gave Lakshman for the service of Rama for 14 years. So she is an epitome of sacrifice. And then we have Kunti Devi in Mahabharata, the mother of the Pandavas. Since her very young age, she had to face a lot of difficulty. But she was such a strong woman. She was mentally so strong. So when the Pandavas, they were actually going through a lot of difficulties. In fact, Kunti Devi, she lost her husband at a very young age, and the responsibility of bringing up all the five children fell on her shoulders, and she did it very well. Even though there was no support from so much support from Dhritarashtra and others, but on her own, she actually took care of her children, brought them up as strong men. We say, right, behind every successful man, there is a woman. And actually, the first woman is our mother. That is what we learn from Kunti Devi. So, even when the Pandavas were sent to exile for 13 years, Kunti Devi was not so, she didn't become mentally weak. In fact, she said, I will also come along with you. I will also be with you in the forest. So she was like, no compromise. Let any difficulty come. I'm there with my children always. You see? But then because of her old age, she was requested by her sons to remain in Hastinapura. But then you see, her mental strength, we should really take inspiration from. In fact, Kunti Devi once, she prayed to Lord Krishna, my dear Lord Krishna, let all the difficulties come again and again in my life. Because whenever these difficulties come, it's an opportunity for me to become mentally strong by remembering you, by remembering God. Look at her strength, tremendous, isn't it? We should take inspiration from her. And we also have another interesting character from the Vedic history, the mother of Dhruva. Dhruva was a small boy, a 5-year-old boy who attained perfection, spiritual perfection. And behind Dhruva was his mother, Suniti Devi. It was because of the moral instruction given by Suniti Devi that Dhruva, at that young age, went to the forest and did tapasya and pleased Narayana, pleased God, and he was able to see God within 6 months. And the inspiration behind that, what was his mother Suniti. So, like this, there are uncountable examples from our Vedic history, from whom we can take a lot of inspiration on today's Mother's Day. Let us all remember these mothers, and let us also uh, pay our tribute to our mother by acknowledging the glorious nature of motherhood and the designer of such an arrangement, that is God. We should not forget that. That is the complete picture. So we have God or Krishna, who is the original mother, and by his arrangement, we have all got glorious mothers in our life. Let us be thankful to both our mother. Let us also try to pay our tribute to the seven mothers whom we discussed about. And finally, let us pray to God to keep us always on the right path, to bless our mothers with a good health and a long life. And with that, we come to the end of today's session. I think I took some 5-10 minutes more. I'm sorry for that. Now, before we end, I would request all of you on today's special occasion, we shall do this mantra meditation. There are different kinds of meditation, but mantra meditation is the most suitable, most recommended process in this present age. By doing the mantra meditation, we can have control over our urges, over our thoughts, over ourselves. And the meditation is very simple. We chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and it is not a silent meditation. We need to chant the mantra and hear to it aloud and focus on each and every sound, hear out attentively, and each time your mind goes there and here, bring the mind back on the sound. So we will be doing that right now. First, we will be chanting an invocation prayer. I shall be chanting this prayer. Please repeat after me. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So this is an invocation prayer. We chant this one time and then we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is displayed on the screen for, let us do it for 16 times. Together we will chant. Okay, please chant with me. As I said, pronounce each word distinctly. Hear each and every word attentively, and each time your mind goes there and here, bring the mind back on the sound. Okay, let us chant now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I request all of you to please make it your daily habit to do this mantra meditation every day. In fact, the members of the Trans Dimensions Club, they are organizing every day morning mantra meditation between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. You can join them online and do the mantra meditation with them. And also, if you have any questions about what we discussed please unmute yourself and you can ask your questions now. If you want to say something on, or if you have any comments, please feel free to share at this point of time. Okay, so I think you might not be having any questions. In case if you have any questions or any general queries about Bhagavad Gita, about life, about many things, whatever you want to ask, please feel free to post your questions in the link that is displayed on the screen right now. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Thank you once again, and once again, wish you happy Krishna Conscious Mother's Day.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful enlightening session on what Mother's Day actually means as per the Vedic knowledge and insights from Vedic history and many other wonderful anecdotes. Okay, so moving forward, we also organize weekly Bhagavad Gita sessions. So if you're interested, you can mention in the feedback. So here's a feedback session, link, tinyurl.com/ttcomment. So also please provide how you felt the overall arrangement that we have made for today's session and what you feel are the major improvements that you want us to do, because our whole group aim is to help you all students in our community so that empower ourselves to live a more stable and peaceful life here in the campus. Okay, that's all for today. We come to the end of today's session. So thank you for joining us and tuning in this very time. I understand Sunday evenings are mostly taken up by many other things, but still you have made it a point to join our session and learn some insights on Mother's Day. So take care, have a great weekend. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.